the Czech people kind of grouped together in the East when they came over from Czechoslovakia and in New York and Chicago and around the Great Lakes area. And there was a organization back there that got started to help them find what they wanted, whether it was farm ground or a city that met the needs of the people. And they sent a group out to survey the country out here, and they stopped in Malin or Klamath Falls and looked around here. And at that time, Carr and Adams were wanting to get communities started closer to their operation so that it wasn't so far to Klamath Falls and stuff. And they had some ground, and they offered it through the organization to people. And there was 96 Czech people from Great Lakes to New York there that thought this is where they wanted to settle, and so they got together with the group and finalized it, and they came out on the train and then a wagon out to Malin and area, and they agreed on it and started buying lots and farm parcels, and they've been there ever since. Is tied in with the insurance company, and they were offering cheap insurance to give the Czech people a way to help support widows and kids that lost their parents back in the rough days. And so they started the lodges to help get the insurance out to the people. They get together and slaughter a pig or two, and with the refrigeration and stuff that they had, it was easier to make the sausage, and then it would store a little longer. And so they'd get groups of families together to make them, and then they divide up and take it home. They started out at my aunt's house, great aunt's house, doing it in the garage, and they'd make the sausages up and then have the dinner, and whatever else was, like it still is sold to individuals that want to take it home.
So is this a old country tradition as well that was brought over?
I would imagine it. They still have Jaternice back in Czechoslovakia. I mean, some of the recipes are different, like in every other part of the country. Some make it with breadcrumbs, and some make it with rice, and so it's just basically like the dresses in the dancing is the colors are kind of designated by the town. One is a red dress, and one's a blue, and one's are black, so they could kind of tell what area they were from by the color of their dressing. It isn't something you can run down to the store and buy. You gotta, this year we used about 280 pounds of pork shoulders, and 30 pounds of heart, 30 pounds of liver, and 30 pounds of tongue, and about 30 pounds of skin. 9 or 10 gallons of breadcrumbs, and then your other spices, and it's just getting everybody together. And
so are these all old world recipes that have been passed down through the generations?
Yes. About the only changes we've really made in it is from one pan to a weight. We went from, to get a little more specific and a little more control over the conformity. It's pretty much the same. We used to have it in the Broadway Hall here in Malin, but now we have to have it in the fairgrounds at Tulelake. It used to be a longer lasting deal, I mean, they'd show up at 11 and they'd dance until 7 o'clock or so, and now they're older and they dance until 4 and then it breaks up. It was just something that the club decided to start.
Okay.
In the old days, the sausage was made with the kind of leftover parts. They'd boil the head and peel the skin off the cheeks and the jowls, and we don't do that these days, but it was to make use of much of the pig as they could.
Any other food that's going into this traditional meal beyond sausage?
Yeah, we'll serve sauerkraut.
Now you're talking my language.
Yeah, a baked potato, and then a bread, and then the pivo, the beer.
Okay.
And it's
Must have.
yeah, it's a Pilsner beer. It's a Czech beer, and it's me and Pia's makes it and brings it down for us. I think that there's so much going on in the world these days that it's good for the kids to know where they came from and why people came here. It was to build a strong community and a better nation, and to help create something good for everybody.
Now finish it out. Girls go the opposite, boys go the other way.
It's so hard to organize things anymore. The population has got away from fraternal organizations and groups, and our area now that is in our lodge spreads from Hamilton City to Scioto in Oregon, and it's because the population of the group has gotten older and the kids have moved away, and there's just not enough people to keep the individual lodges in the area that going. Well, it's a good time. Come on down and join us.